Hey everyone, welcome back to I Know a Guy. I'm Anthony, and this is the podcast where connections thrive. Each episode, we spotlight inspiring entrepreneurs, individuals, professionals, and people doing amazing things. Together, we'll grow your circle, spark collaborations, and discover new opportunities. Today, we're meeting Raul West, a visionary business leader and systemization expert who helps entrepreneurs step out of the daily grind and into the life they deserve. With over 40 years of hands-on experience, including scaling a business to 8 figures before its acquisition by Alaska Airlines, Ral now empowers others through her course, Mastermind, and Raul West Living the Dream. How you doing today, Ral?
I'm doing great, Anthony. Thanks for having me.
No, I was excited to have you on. You've done a lot of awesome things. You're doing a lot of awesome things, and there's a lot of people out there that you're helping, and more out there that need to get to know you. So, to start off,
Yes,
where are you
yes.
located? Where are you calling in from?
I am in Sitka, Alaska. So it's Southeast Alaska.
Okay, you've been there for a while, or are you newer to the area?
I've been in Sitka for over 20 years. I've been in Alaska for 45 years. So we lived in Anchorage prior to moving to Sitka.
Okay, so well, you know your way around. If you have some friends coming into town that have never visited before, where are you going? What are you doing? And what's for dinner?
You're asking me that?
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere today.
Well, okay. Well, not today. Just in general. Like, is there spots where you like to show people, and like, is there certain restaurants? Or are you more home cook?
In Sitka, yeah, there's some great sites. The Alaska Raptor Center is where they heal and cure eagles who have been injured or are sick, and then they release them into the wild. It's fabulous. And then there's also Fortress of the Bear, where they have some brown bear as well as black bear living in a very natural setting, and people can see them and just watch them hang out and play and eat and so forth. It's wonderful. And we've got so many sites. It's a small town. It's only 8,500 people, but there's lots to do and beautiful hiking trails. And it's just one of the most beautiful places in Alaska. And Alaska, of course, is one of the most beautiful places on the planet. So there you go.
Okay, yeah. So plenty to do. What about dinner? Or is it like a bustling town where there's a couple good restaurants that you go to? You said 8,500, but there could be some gyms. Or are you more of a hey, we're going to cook for guests?
Oh, no, I'd rather eat out. We have several favorite restaurants. There aren't many restaurants in Sitka, but we've got a few that are quite good. And one of them is the Channel Club. The other is Ludwig's, and there's Coldwater Bar and Grill. Yeah, seafood is great here. Halibut, salmon. If you can get white king, that's the best.
Okay, awesome. Well, what can you tell us about what you do?
Well, I could tell you a lot. I have been an entrepreneur, as you mentioned in the intro, for over 40 years. And in that time, I've built, scaled, sold businesses, built other businesses, still operate several businesses. And in the last couple of years, I've been working on what I call my passion project, which is Ral West Living the Dream, where I decided that it was time for me to give back and to teach people what we did to be able to get ourselves out of being the mom and pop running our business and having our hands in every little detail of the business to stepping back to be the owner of the company where others would carry on the daily work and we could go off and get a second home on Maui and play on our yacht and have a good time traveling the world. And I think that too many business owners are caught up in that day-to-day grind, and I can show them a way out of it and to give them some freedom, be able to have time to spend time with their family, go to the kids' soccer games or go to a yoga retreat, have a massage, whatever it is that you want to do for yourself. You deserve it. And I can show you how to let your business run in a very successful, smooth, efficient way and allow you some freedom.
40 years, a lot of experience there. What got you started doing this? Like, what made you decide that this is the path you're going to go down? Entrepreneurship, being a business owner.
I think I was born that way. My father was an entrepreneur. My grandfather was an entrepreneur. I mean, I think it runs in the blood, so to speak. And as long as I can remember, I wanted to be in business for myself. And in fact, I started my first business when I was about 11. I picked blackberries in the lot next to us and sold them around the neighborhood and sold them to the neighborhood stores too. And, I made some money, not very much, but I also got really sick of blackberries. Anyway,
Yeah, I can imagine that. No, it is something that you kind of get hooked on. That you immediately become unemployable right the moment you start working for
yeah,
yourself.
Well, I think, and it was, I was working, what brought me to Alaska was getting a job as director of marketing in a tour company based in Ketchikan, Alaska, which is a bit further south than Sitka. And I loved it, but I kind of felt like I knew better than the owners how to do things. So I thought, oh, this isn't good. I just need to be my own boss because I always think that I know everything. I was in my 20s. So, of course, everybody in their 20s knows everything.
Yeah, so you mentioned your passion project now. What is it that you love most about what you're doing now?
I love lifting people up and helping them achieve more than they thought they could and realize some of their dreams. That just gives me so much joy and satisfaction. And I have helped many people. Before I started this as a business, I was helping people just because I loved to tell people how to grow their business and how to do it better. And we've helped businesses grow 10 and get to the point where the owner, instead of taking calls all night long and throughout dinner and everything else, is now taking month-long vacations. I mean, that is just like, yay. I celebrate that for them and with them. It's wonderful.
When you're looking at like the avatar of your average client or the people that you best serve, what are the commonalities or what might be if somebody's dealing with XYZ, you're the person they should be talking to?
Well, I think if you're trying to do most everything yourself and you think that you have to be there in order for things to run smoothly, you need me. And this is not the case. And I will show you how to do it a better way. Most of the businesses that I work with are service-based businesses, which incorporates quite a wide variety of industries. But I don't have personal experience in manufacturing or mining or anything like that. So I'm best suited to help people in service-based businesses. And that can be everything from medicine, law, accounting, marketing, just business, anything where you're serving customers with your services.
Okay. What about your average power partner? What are other professionals or industries out there that you can synergize with or refer back and forth with or collaborate with?
Yeah, B2B, other businesses who are also serving service-based businesses. And these could be, as I mentioned, doctors, lawyers, accountants, bookkeeping services, marketing companies, anybody whose clients are other businesses who are growing and scaling, but need help to be able to manage it so that they don't have to be spending their entire life married to their business. And those companies are well suited to partner with me so that we can co-promote to our target market.
What advice would you give to a new or an aspiring entrepreneur?
Yes, the first thing is to take action. So many times people say, yeah, I thought about doing that. Like, well, did you do it? Well, no. So if you're not willing to take action on your ideas, they're not worth that much. So you have to take action, which means that you've got to have faith and confidence, and you have to be willing to take risks. So get out there, do it, take some risks, make some mistakes, fail a little bit. That's always a great learning experience.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's fantastic advice. More people need to understand that it's not, well, what if I fail? No, it's when you fail. You're gonna fail at something.
Yeah, it took me a while to get comfortable with that, but now I'm real good at it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is it's just like everything else. The more you fail, the better you're going to get at bouncing back from it or learning from it. Because, like you said,
Yes.
there's a lot to be learned from failing. Like, okay, I failed for a reason.
Yeah.
Everything didn't, collapse around me. I'm able to adapt from this and pivot, which
Yes.
is huge, and it's
Yeah.
a very much a learned skill.
And the trick is to take those mistakes and learn from them. If you ignore them and you don't learn anything, then you're just going to keep making the same mistake. And that's kind of dumb.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's where it really starts to sting is when you start failing at the same thing multiple times. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I don't learn lessons anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
okay, well, why you? What sets what you're doing apart from everybody else out there that might be doing something similar?
I haven't run into anyone who's doing similar work that has actually done it themselves for over 40 years and actually been in the trenches, has actually been that exhausted, overwhelmed, multitasking entrepreneur, breastfeeding my baby at my desk while I was meeting with my team and things like that. Not too many have done it from that standpoint. Some of them are maybe more corporate oriented in their background, or they've had some years of experience as an entrepreneur, but not as many as I have, and they haven't applied their entrepreneurial experiences to as many different industries as I have. So I think that sets me apart. And I'm also just really, really good at applying theory to actual action steps.
Absolutely. I know when we talk about this, we could probably spend all the time in the world talking about examples of how you've been able to help people in the past. But in general, is there anything that I missed or I failed to ask that you wanted to add?
Well, I would say that I'd like to point out that I have 6 principles that I teach. And these principles came from my 40 years of experience, looking back and assessing, what was it that really worked really, really well for us? And why was it that Alaska Airlines was willing to purchase our business? And these are the 6 principles that I teach. And they're the foundation, I believe, of every successful business that's going to be in business for the long term. And that's what I want for people, is that they can have a really long, sustainable business that they don't have to work their heart out to sustain for a long time.
Absolutely. For those that want that for themselves, how can they find you?
Yeah.
Where can they get a hold of you?
Please contact me. I'm easy to find. If you can spell my name, Ral West, Ralwest. You can find me on LinkedIn, on YouTube. I have a channel. I have a LinkedIn newsletter that I would love to have more subscribers to. And I have a website, ralwest.com. So you Google Raul West, you'll find all kinds of ways to reach me. And please do find out about my mastermind, which is a group of business owners that are working together and working to learn what I have to teach them to elevate their businesses and free up some time for themselves.
Perfect. I'm going to put it all in the show notes so it's super easy to find. If anybody would like
Great.
to get a hold of Ral, absolutely do so. You're going to be better off for it. Like she said, there's not a lot of people that have been able to put it in practice for 40 years and now they're sharing it, right? There's a lot of value to be had there. A lot of us will go buy a book, we'll put it on our shelf, or we'll watch a podcast or an interview from somebody, but it doesn't do you any good until you act on it.
Right.
Reach out, have that conversation. You'll absolutely be better for it. She is the exact same in the one-to-one as she is here, so don't be shy. Other than that, if anybody would like to get a hold of me, you can visit me at ikag.me. You can find more episodes, subscribe to our newsletter, and connect with our growing community of awesome people like Ralph. If you were somebody you know would like to be interviewed, you can also apply on the website. But thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate everything you're doing. More people need to get to where you can get them, right? Don't just be
Great.
tired in business.
Yeah.
Own your business, run your business. Don't be ran by your business, right? Don't just
Mhm.
work yourself into a job. So,
Exactly.
yeah,
Thank you,
so
Anthony.
absolutely. I appreciate that. Let's all go have an awesome day and grow our circles. All right.